Welcome back, comic book community. This is Travis Grant, your friendly neighborhood comic book nerd, and today we're taking a look at Daredevil, number 181. We got Bullseye versus EleKtra. One wins, one dies. There's some high stakes in this comic. If you only had one short box of comics, I would recommend having this comic in it. And I would also recommend having Silver Surfer number 1. It was a good issue. And this is a classic issue, too. And you're going to find out. Looks like Bullseye is going to be shooting Daredevil. And he's thinking about shooting Daredevil. It's a Frank Miller comic. 1982, I believe. And these panels are pretty neat because they're going long ways or sideways like that. In most comics, they kind of break them down and back and forth like that. Like this one's kind of have a big one and little back and forth, but it's long ways. He's thinking about the last time he fought Daredevil, Bullseye, and Daredevil fought. And Bullseye's thinking, hey, I'm going to get him. Once I get out, I'm going to get him. And then he said, why did Daredevil save me? He should have let me die down there in that subway. And he's thinking about, man, once I get out, I'm going to get that sucker. I'm going to get Daredevil. I'm going to fight him again. He's training in this gym here. In the expose, it says his lawyer got him his own private gym because he's too dangerous to be in the general public with him. We get his gym's getting interrupted, his workout's getting interrupted. There's some people saying, hey, you want to be interviewed by some people, and he's like, scram, I don't want to. But he really doesn't have a choice. And then all of a sudden you see this panel here, he's like in pain. You're like, what's going on? And you really don't know until you get to the second page, and he's having this splitting headache. I guess he has these headaches, and he's just, it's part of his problems, I guess. And his guard's name's Harry, and he's giving him a headache pill to just calm him down. And Bullseye said, "You're a dead man, Harry." And then Harry's like, yeah, whatever. You can't do anything to me, man. You're in prison. And this one, he's contemplating. He's like, I bet Daredevil's out there right now training hard in his little private gym, doing his special kung fu that he does, and his movements were so erratic, and I never fought anybody like that before. Bullseye is thinking to himself. So later on that day, I guess he's in the prison yard. Oh, and this comic even has a cameo by Frank Castle. It's kind of crazy. So this guy, he's like, let me zoom in here. He's like, you are and he said he's yeah, I'm gone. He's scramming. He's gone. He's out of the way. So Bullseye is talking to the Punisher. I recognize you. You're the Punisher. You're in the joint for killing guys like me. This your first day? And Punisher's like, it's wait. Yeah, he said it's my third. And then Bullseye's you got a lot of enemies in here, Punisher. 1 week's tops, and then you'll be leaving in a bag. And Punisher's like, I could be, but you're staying. Punisher's a badass, So anyways, Punisher tells Bullseye about they hired another assassin. You're not even part. He's like, don't even think about breaking out and joining back to Kingpin's crew because you're not even part of being an assassin. They hired another one. And then he's like, why are you telling me that? Chances are you do something dumb and get yourself killed. And Frank is like, I like that. I like that you might do something dumb and get yourself killed. That way I won't have to deal with you later. Frank's cold, man. Frank's a cold dude. So Bullseye gets all in his suit. He live on New York TV. He's getting interviewed, and it's just like America. You know, we want to know the serial killers and whatnot. Everybody wants to know what goes on in their brains and all this, and they all want to know all the bad guys. What's their story? It's kind of like Dr. Phil or something, you know, or when they had, was it Charles Manson interviews on Dateline or something. So he's having a headache again. You know, Harry's giving him a pill, and he's like, thanks, but look, he doesn't have the pill totally in his mouth. Bullseye's a pretty crack shot. He spits the pill out and hits the dude. He moves his chains just out of the way. Dude shoots his chains off. Bullseye grabs the gun. He's escaping, man. Bullseye is doing his thing. He's getting out of there, man. He's swinging his cuffs around, and he's about to get this guy too. So they got him all locked up in the prison, and he's like, "Hey, get me out of here! You know, open this door, or this guy gets it. He has a hostage. He shoots and so do what they want. Just get him." And so they open the door. So earlier on, he's like, "Harry, I made you remember that promise I made you? Bullseye, please don't." Blammo. Bullseye shoots Harry. And then he's like, "That was dumb. Fun, but dumb." Is it Bullseye is just a man of his word? Or is it just like some kind of integrity that he's an assassin, and when he says something, he's going to carry it out? Because he told him in the comic earlier, "Harry, you're going to die. I'm going to kill you, Harry." And then Harry's like, yeah. And Bullseye does kill Harry. So Bullseye is a wild man. He's a trained killer. He's an assassin. No remorse for nothing. He needed to be in jail. So he shoots these two lamps. Well, you can see when they're breaking out in the panel before. But he shoots these two lamps, and then he's like, "Hey, I'm out of bullets. I don't have any more bullets." But he said, and then this helicopter shows up, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm cooked." But then he's like Bullseye. He's a crack shot, so he throws a gun. He hits the sniper off the helicopter. I guess this is his handcuffs or something. Where did he get this long lasso rope thing? But he gets this long lasso rope thing, and he makes it up to the helicopter, throws the dude off. He's escaping to New York, and he's like, I believe he's like, "I'll take this chopper across the river to Manhattan, and then I'll be free to hunt." And what about you, Daredevil? What about you, Daredevil? Where are you? And then he's thinking in his head, maybe he's just getting home from work. Maybe he's just relaxing, turning on the music, the radio, or the TV, and he's just hearing about me, just breaking out, and he's coming to hunt for me. He's pounding the city, and man, look at that. That's some pretty crazy good artwork. I enjoy it. So when he was in the Slammer, Punisher told him, "Hey, they are replacing you with another assassin." So he goes back to this hideout, and these guys are talking about, "Hey man, where's the assassin? This guy's smoking a cigarette, and he's eavesdropping. He's trying to figure out who's the new assassin." And this guy's like, "Hey, where's my cigarette?" And he's like, follows the smoke. And then you have Bullseye out there smoking the guy's cigarette, and he's like, "Oh crap, it's Bullseye! Kill him!" And Bullseye goes on a spree, and he's just beating the crap out of these guys. This is a really neat panel right here. This nunchuck, you can see the speed coming. He grabs it. He grabs the nunchuck, rips it out of that guy's hand, spins around. You see the spinning motion. He spins around with the nunchuck and cracks this dude. You have the kind of motion, pow, pow, with the nunchuck. It's really awesome. I really dig it. Now he gets to this last guy. I guess he's like one of the masterminds of it. Or he's not Kingpin or anything, but he's a higher up. And he spills the beans. He's like the former ninja. You seek a former ninja, a woman named EleKtra, and her target is Franklin Nelson. And this panel's pretty neat because it's Bullseye, but he's just laughing his ass off. It looks like he's smoking cigarettes. He's taking pills and whiskey. His expose is he's been on a stakeout. He's staking out Froggy Nelson, or Franklin Nelson, but we all know him as Froggy. And he has pictures of Matt Murdock and Froggy, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? It wouldn't be that bad of a wouldn't that be a kick? Daredevil, the blind superhero." Because he's been looking at these pictures so long, he's putting 2 and 2 together. The faces look very similar, and then he's laughing about it. Oh, skipped ahead. So Bullseye goes to a courtroom because he's staking them out, and he knows they have court. He watches Matt Murdock win a case real quick. And at the end of the case, when they win, he slaps Froggy Nelson on the back. And he puts a tracking device on him, or actually a device where he can hear. And he's back here, and he's hearing what Froggy's saying. "Yo, taxi, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. Yo, taxi." He's trying to hail a taxi down. And then Bullseye's thinking, "Man, I didn't think I was hoping he was just gonna walk. I didn't plan on getting a taxi." And so now Bullseye's got to get a taxi to follow the other taxi. And this guy said, "Hey man, I'm off duty," and he grabs that card and slits the guy's throat. Bullseye is not playing around. He's following him down 6th Street. I think Frankie said, "Hey man, would you slow down? You're driving a little fast." And in this panel, we get introduced to EleKtra, and I think she even says, "Oh, okay, I've been hired to kill you, Mr. Nelson," and they're following. He's following them, and he's listening into it. "And be silent and be calm, and you will not feel any pain." And Froggy's like freaking out. What? This can't be happening. Oh, please, God, no. And then, "Why are you doing this?" And please explain why don't even I don't even know you. And have you? And then he's like, "Have I seen you before?" And then he's putting 2 and 2 together. And I think he says I don't get it. But I think he does. He's like, you know Matt Murdock and all this, and he's like, "EleKtra, I'm from in college. You were Matt's girlfriend, EleKtra. I don't get it." And then EleKtra senses somebody's behind, and she's like, "Get out of here," Or maybe she doesn't sense that Bullseye is close, but she's like, "Gosh, she knows who I am now, and I can't." Maybe she's having second thoughts of going on with a thing. So you can see Froggy is, and then she's frustrated. So I guess she really is. I like that panel. It's a good panel. He's running away. She's frustrated. I like that. I like her eyes. How her eyes and it's different colored. So maybe she's frustrated here because she knows him and she just can't do it. And here's Bullseye in the alley back here, and the silhouette of her and the gun and him, and she knows now. She got that eye, and she's like, I sense he's back there. She's a ninja. She knows. This is pretty good stuff, man. Even that panel's really good with their earring and all this whole stuff is pretty good. Pick up the book. It's really good. You see her doing a little flip and the action here. You're getting a lot of fighting scenes here. She's kicking. She kicks the gun out of his hand. She still has her scythe, but she clunks him in with the butt of it. He dunks out of the way. She smashes her foot, does like a ninja flying kick to the windshield. Man, Bullseye's just getting the crap kicked out of him here, isn't he? She's winning the fight right now. He's getting dodging out of the way. He's looking for her. She's in the alley. Bullseye senses it. He swings around and pulls, and she pops her head on his knee. She swings her sai. You can see her sai right there. She swings it around and catches him right across the nose right there. Just if a little closer, he would have really got a big chunk of taken out of him. It looks like she's gonna stab him, but she misses and she pops into the back of the car trunk. He kicks her off of him. Boom. And, you know, that's when she hit her head in the knee. Now she's getting kicked in the face again. The sais are still stuck in the car. She does a little back. She lands on her back, does a scissor kick onto his face. She wraps her scarf. She, gets her scarf off and flips it around his neck. This is a pretty good thing right here. Now he pushes her down, Clud. He grabs his card, flips it into her, man. Right in the neck. She falls down. She's bleeding out of the neck. He grabs that sai out of the car. He has it. She's all busted up. He's like, and for my next trick, it's good. It's good stuff. Here, let's scroll out a little bit. And for his next trick, right in there, boom, the death in EleKtra. Well, she's dying now. She's bleeding out. He's like, whatever, it's done. It's a done deal now. I'm putting in my coat. I'm getting out of here. She doesn't make it too far. It seems like she makes it all the way, and she's walking, and she makes it all the way, dang, to Matt Murdock's house. Matt opens up the door and finds her. Huh. Isn't that interesting? She makes it all the way to Matt Murdock's house. Here's Bullseye in the crowd of it, because he put on his coat and his disguise, and he just followed EleKtra all the way back. So he's like, his intuition about Matt Murdock might be in Daredevil, kind of is there, you know. So here we are in the corner office, and I believe he told the damage. Oh, continuous contusions on her face, her body, broken jaw lacerations of throat because of the card, and heart pierced by something metal. And Matt's in there, and even what's his name, Bullseye was in there too. He came to the coroner's office, and he was in there, and he says Matt Murdock's in here too, and he seems kind of startled when he heard my voice as he passed by. I'm gonna throw this knife and see what happens. And sure enough, he tosses the knife blade. Matt Murdock flips his stick up, and it dunks into his walking stick. And Bullseye kind of gets the hell out of there. He's like, what's going on? He's like, this is crazy. So later on, he's at Kingpin's office, and they're all, smoking cigars and stuff. I like this panel, too. He's like Kingpin smoking a cigar, Bullseye smoking. Bullseye tells him this whole story about how he thinks that Matt Murdock is Deadpool. I mean, not Deadpool, but Daredevil. And he's like, I got it all figured out. I think he's and then Kingpin says, I don't care. Just kill Daredevil and bring me the body, and we'll find out. He's a assassin, so that's what he's gonna do. It's a pretty neat panel there too. Just the cityscape, a cop walking by. And then here we are. He's breaking into Matt Murdock's house, I believe. And he's slowly going in there. And he hears all this stuff about the judicial system, blah blah blah, government, and then here we go. Matt Murdock is sitting there. So he's like, all right, I got him. He's like, I got him. I'm gonna and he's about to ready to shoot. And here, look at whose hand is on his shoulder. We get now Daredevil and Bullseye are gonna go at it here. But Matt Murdock is just a dummy, and it's a cassette tape. And he set it up because during the coroner's office, Matt's a smart guy. He kind of figured he's on to him. So he's got to be two people at once to trick him. And Bullseye actually thinks, well, it's not him. There's two different guys. I can't believe I got tricked like that. And then, he's like, I can't fight him in here. He probably knows every inch of this place. And then he jumps out the window. He's running on the rooftop. This panel is pretty good because it reminds me of a later Frank Miller Batman cover with the poses like this in the silhouette. That's pretty like I think it's the Dark Knight or something. It reminds me of that. And these panels are pretty good. It's Daredevil's back. He's contusioned kind of away, and he's about ready to flip his staff at him. He does this kind of dunk roll thing. I love it when they do the motion. Like, you can actually see how the motion, he's flipping over and then he flips back and he kick. I love how they do that, show the motion of each move that he's gonna do. And this is a neat panel. He flips back and you get a crack, and you get Bullseye's face is just boom, and he's got so much motion there, and even the punch does the crack on it. You know, that's a good panel. I like that. Then we're still on top of building, but he dives and they're falling off the building now. They fall off into a skylight. They're falling down to the skylight, and then we have Daredevil must have got stuck with one of EleKtra's sais, because now Bullseye has EleKtra's sais. So then he's keep on fighting them. Oh boy. He kicks. I guess he misses him. He slips around him and pops him in the back with a kick. Knocks him out the window. This is the window opening, and I like this panel too because you see the EleKtra size, his outfit. He's looking through the window. Daredevil's laying on the tracks, the train tracks. You see this little whoop. He's jumping out of the panel. The silhouettes right here. He's on the tracks. They're doing a little fight scene on the tracks. The train's coming down. They're still fighting. They kind of break off a little bit. He uses the sais. Click, 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 click. You know, trains passing by. He uses the sais as like a hook to grab onto it. They're both climbing up on the top of the train, and now they're going to have a little battle on top of the train. It's very good. So now they're jumping. Daredevil jumps towards him to fling him off the train, and they hit this. I guess it's a telephone wire. He's using the sai. They both kind of get up. He has superior balance, so he jumps and then he lands back. Bullseye doesn't, and he falls. Daredevil catches him. He's hanging. He's like, "No, you won't save me like you did before. Kill you, I kill." And then he said, "You kill no one." Daredevil, he drops Bullseye. He's like, he's done even messing with him. He's mad anyways, you know. Usually Daredevil wouldn't do something like that, right? Would he? You know, he just drops the guy. He's like, whatever, I'm gonna drop you. I'm done messing with you, bud. So later on, I think this is Bullseye's eyes. Is he sitting there thinking that he's in here you go, he's this guy's taking a pamphlet to Kingpin. He's lighting it on fire. He's like, whatever. It's like, I have to hire another assassin now. And Bullseye's all thinking about this because, you know, he's there. And then Bullseye's thinking, I hope you're hurt now, because I hope you hurt Matt Murdock, because I killed your girlfriend EleKtra, and I hope it fucking stings. I hope the pain of it. You know, he's such a bitter guy. He really does not like anybody. He just failed. And now you see him, he's in the hospital, and this is how the comic ends. He's in the he didn't die, but he's like, hey, he's like, but when I get out, but man, can I hate hate you more than ever. You know, he's just he's full of hate. He's like, just wait. He's still, just from the beginning to the end, he's like, once I get back, and he was in jail, And now he's in the hospital, and he's like, once I get back to good fighting, I'm just wait, I'm coming back for you, because he's unstoppable. Well, he's not unstoppable, but he's just full of hate. So that was Daredevil 181. It's a great comic. If you don't have any Daredevil comics and don't know where to start, this would be a good issue. And then you could build around this issue of the Frank Miller run. That's what I did. Okay. Thanks for watching. And love you. Bye.